I will try to make this short, but this is a really neat and exciting, especially for those of you who want to keep things modular, especially if you already have a slash 4x4. Well, the updated version, not the old, school one from 20 billion years ago. But Traxxas released the Jato 4x4. Now, when I first heard of the Jato 4x4, I thought it was going to be a Nitro 4x4. I thought, Jato? Because my mind went to the Jato 3.3, and I thought, that'll be pretty cool. But no, this is an electric car. So there's two options. There's the VXL and the BL2S. I want to focus more on the BL2S just because it's a little more affordable. But keep in mind, there is the other option, which has the VXL system, so you can run 3S. And it has a few other differences, like some of the front caster blocks are slightly different material. But if I compare these, this is a good view right there. The first thing that you will notice is, yes, that is a slash chassis. That is the LCG or a Rally. It's a Traxxas Rally chassis. So it's the same part number. So if we look at the Jato, and if we were to look at the chassis, it's exactly what you would find in a Ford Fiesta. Or if you buy the LCG kit for the slash 4x4, it's the same thing. So the part number is 7422. So this chassis is the same. And why do I think this is also exciting is if you're already running the LCG chassis in your Traxxas Slash, maybe you're familiar with part number 9025. See, this is the rear cover, and this is the front that screws on here. And then maybe you're familiar with 9024. This is a factory brace, which is really cool, especially for bashing, jumping. And the LCG, although it's very, very good if you take a solidly hard impact, sometimes you can crack them right about here. So the brace is definitely an upgrade, a welcome upgrade. But that's really good. And, well, it comes with it, which is the nice thing. Now, going into some of the other similarities, the drivetrain components are the same. So if we were to look at the front differential bearings, all this good stuff, not the shafts, but all of these internals, so 6082X, the main gear, we have the 5379R, those are the same part numbers as this one right here, 5379X, and then you have the R, which is an optional gear. Bearings are the same. So this is essentially a slash, but upgraded. And I'm saying upgraded for a variety of reasons. Now, the wheelbase is different. The wheelbase for the Jato 4x4 is 320 millimeters. So that's 4 millimeters shorter than the slash, which comes in at 324 millimeters. Now, inches, the slash would be 12.75, and this one would be a little shorter, whatever that comes out to. But the arms are different. But the nice thing is the Jato still keeps the same concept as the slash 4x4, where all arms are the same. So these, all arms are the same. The difference in the part numbers are the following. The Jato is going to have 3655 as opposed to 3655X on the slash 4x4. Which I think the difference is in the arms. That's where the difference is. And I do like the Jato arms. And the reason why is the slash, the shocks are out here. They're exposed, that bottom portion. I'm not sure if you've ever stripped one. I have. But this one now, notice the pocket. So the shock goes in there. So now there's some material protecting the shock. And then the screw actually goes through more material now. Which is, again, a good upgrade. I like that upgrade. So nice thing is like I said, the carriers are the same, hubs are the same, but this has this, in essence, it's the 17 millimeter conversion. That's really what it is. Now, based on the pictures, what it looks like, it appears to be some composite material as opposed to the aluminum ones, but Traxxas has been making the aluminum ones for a very long time. So they're available, they're there. Somewhere I have the part number. I should do a video about those in the slash. I did a video about because I like 17 millimeter. So on a T-Max, 17 millimeters is the way to go on a T-Max. Well, on most vehicles that are larger. But that's one of the nice things. Remember, the slash, even though it's a 10 scale vehicle, it's a 10 scale because that's what Traxxas called it when the slash two-wheel drive first came out, 1/10 scale. But a 1/10 scale short course is similar, I'm going to say equivalent, to a 1/8 scale buggy, which is why this is a 1/8 scale buggy. The Jato is. That's what Traxxas labels it, because those are the general, say, dimensions. It fits in there, the 1/8. Now the motor is going to be the BL2S for the basic one, and to be honest, for just $20 more, this one's $350. I'm rounding. The slash is $330. Again, rounding. I would take the buggy, and that is my opinion. I like short course. I really like the look. Trucks are awesome, but the buggy comes with the threaded body shocks. This one doesn't. This one comes with the El Cheapo Traxxas shocks. I really dislike them. Once you go with the GTR threaded body, which are very good shocks, I do like them, they're about $36 a pair. So now we're looking at $72. And the springs are about $5 a pair, so add another $10, that's about $82. And if you're somewhere where you have to pay tax on top of it, that just brought up your price really, really high. Whereas the buggy, you get the 17 millimeters for the wheels, you get the better shocks, and the nice thing for bashing, to be honest, about buggies that I really like about 8-scale buggies, or just buggies in general, but especially this one, 4x4, is the body. And why do I say the body? For the following reason. It keeps everything clean because it's all tucked. As opposed to a slash, if you run in loose dirt, pebbles, things like that, it's very, very hard to keep the chassis clean. So something like this is horrible. This is awful. I mean, it's super fun, don't get me wrong. I would do it. Yeah. Anyway. But the thing is, especially the front tires, they're going to kick up dirt all the time inside of here, especially when you're turning. Say this one, say you're turning right. This tire is going to kick up a bunch of dirt up, hit the body, and then this is going to be just a sand pit inside. And then your batteries get all scratched up from it. It's a lot more maintenance and cleaning, especially with the BL2S motor. This motor is a good motor, I like it. But remember, you have a fan in here, and this thing is open, there's vents. You're going to get some of that dirt in there with the slash. You're probably not going to get that with the Jato. And I think that's one of the biggest bonuses. So the Jato is really cool because it's like a slash, but in a four-wheel drive buggy. It comes with the 17 millimeters. It comes with the nicer shocks, threaded bodies. All four of them are the same. They're the XX long. All arms are the same, but the body is just going to keep stuff out of your tub and out of that motor, out of that motor's fan. So for me, which one would I take? I would definitely go with a buggy. Just keep in mind, the buggy doesn't have a massive front bumper like the Slash does, so it probably won't be able to take as hard hits as the Slash will. Now, something that I find interesting, though, about those pockets that I mentioned in the arms is the following. When I mentioned these pockets, I said, oh, a little more material to protect the shocks. The shocks actually mount on the outside. So I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say that's for the sway bar. And why am I saying this? Well, because of this image right here. So the shocks are actually on the outside. I have stripped these before on the Slash. But, keep that in mind. Other than that, I think well done for Traxxas. It's high time you bring a buggy with all the cool upgrades. For those of you contemplating which vehicle to get, if this is your first one, I would probably go with a buggy, especially if in the future you're going to put some power because you have a wing as opposed to a giant parachute. And no, the Slash doesn't come with a giant parachute. That's just what I'm calling the body. Because on short courses, air will go through here and just lift the truck up all the time. Or if you take jumps, it almost acts like a parachute. Buggies, I think, are a lot smoother when you're going from one jump to the other. It's a little more predictable because you don't have to predict wind. That's the reason why. So, this being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative or at least entertaining. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll catch you in the next one.
What? Oh, my hat! My tongue! My rod!